depends. Yes. I think that makes the team be more
At the same time, you may make one person to feel like very extremely confident, so they that happened to me with a Raider. It's very good. He managed to promote the team. But then everyone was and then I saw him like I didn't like that much because he had more time to make the same things. He started to right leg. Yeah, that's why I prefer not to be like very I thought it was a result of that because they made a meeting, they both made a meeting and said, we want to treat him because he was very good, blah, blah, blah. The other day he arrived at 9 a.m.
That is why you have to have rules. That is why you have to be okay.
You need to have in the middle.
I agree with that. You have to be careful.
No, what I did is like, it's again like a style of leadership because I didn't mention that, but the next day I put the meeting 7:30. I'm sure he hated me and he got angry, but he couldn't say nothing. He was like, oh, I got late, so that's why he put the meeting at 7:30. And he arrived and then I could say,
It is good.
it's probably you're more clear and more.
I am very clear, and my team knows that they want to be clear to me and say, Martin, we are great with that. So it's that I know. You have to dive so clearly. And yes.
The draft version of the goal.
And that is just a review of the organigram.
The members of the
organigram and say, I want this, and let me interview it if they want it. This is inside. This is the terminology inside of the
This is the process of selecting the people from different organizations.
Okay, I want to begin with the agreement.
So let's finish the activity with a brief presentation of the process, and let's compare the process. Okay, so Christine, how are you getting on? Get in there? Good.
Se me olvidaba que tú eres abogado, ¿no?
I need more tape to
Yes. You can use this
porque yo dije por allá.
Ahí se puede.
A ver, posen para en su... Qué padre. Estás tomando de fotos. No se dio cuenta que
Okay, great. So let's begin with this team. Can you tell us what you've got? Okay.
aquí, hasta arriba, aquí tienes
Eso vale al principio, ¿no?
Tampoco va a ser. Okay, we ready?
No sé.
To build, ¿no? To build. Build.
Siempre se enseñó.
Okay, good. Thank you. This team going?
Sorry.
Yeah?
Ya está en el examen.
Go ahead. Yeah? Please. You've masking taken? Great. Do you need more?
Yes, please.
Great. Okay, let's begin with this team. Tell us what you've got.
So, what we thought is that the thing we all consider that this is the most likely way to build a team in human resources point of view.
Okay.
Because we start with a need, then we have an objective, and we have a team. So this team can be already built, or it can have some stuff to fill in, and this is the leader. So now that you have identified what is your objective, what do you need? You need to post the button. I went more commercial than I think that it should be. So then we receive a lot of mails with the resume of the candidates. So we have a previous filters to check that the candidates have the skills that we're looking for. We have a lot of people trying to interview. A lot of that. So we have the interview process where we get the chance to talk to the people, meet the people, see if they have the skills that we're looking for. And when we decide who is going to go to the next step, we make assessment. When they put the skills to the test, so they can prove that they are at the level of what we're looking for to integrate the team. And when they have when we have the results, we at the end choose the people and then they sign the contract. So they are welcome to AT&T. They have a accreditation process of all the philosophy of AT&T, and they have the training introduction, and so we need more space, so we can stop here. And we have to put to them very clear what are the things that we're going to measure, what we're expecting from them, and going to the right way to do this work. There's going to be obviously a process of qualification, measuring the results, and we're going to have sessions to have a continued feedback. It could be established, and it could be and the final point is to have a strong team. When we have these spaces now, they are filled, and we are looking for the people to grow inside within the company. And this is what we think of.
Okay. Okay. Good. Do you have any questions about this? No. No? Okay. Good.
Why, I do have one. Why the human resources is the main approach? Sometimes you have to work with the people that is in the organization, and you don't have much opportunity or budget or time to recruit someone.
But because even though that you're going to fill the position with someone within the organization, human resources is the one who is going to run the process. And this is what I was saying before. I think that we're confusing the concept of managing a team from integrated the team. So think it in this way. This is the team that we're trying to build. And by this moment, Mariana is not in the position, but we have the backend. So we're going to go to human resources, and we're going to tell them, we need to fill this position. So this is human resources is going to run this process in coordination with us to fill the position. At the end, when the team is already complete, when all the members are here, then we can go to the managing process. How we're going to give the feedback, if we're going to go with the way, or what methodology you like. Is also we need to have a process, but the starting of filling all the spots, I think this is the process.
Okay. So I have a question, Mike. So you need to have a defined structure with very defined roles to make a team, or I mean, so the human resources and filling the vacancies and all that is necessary. Should that be that way, or
No. I mean, it depends. I mean, it would depend on if you don't have the talent in the team. I mean, if you don't have the knowledge already in the company, before you build a team, you're going to have to recruit. But it usually isn't the case. I mean, well, I think what's happening. I mean, I don't know yet because I haven't heard the other processes. But I still think there's a little bit of confusion about what team building actually is. And when there's confusion about what something is, there's probably a high chance that we don't really know what it is. And if we don't know what it is, then we're probably not very good at it. So I think we're going to have to look at those points. I mean, I think a lot of the things that I've been listening are the other way around, and it's not. There's a lot of confusion.
I think I agree and disagree on this view in part, because maybe we are thinking in organization like a company when we have a human resources department who applies. But I remember the case of Joel. He's building a team for a soccer team.
Yeah.
You know? For sure, he doesn't have a human resource.
Right.
Or, I mean, we are thinking in this case in a team building process in general, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily for an organization.
Yeah, but I think, going back to my initial point about my kind of understanding so far of where we are, is, for example, when we mention things like recruiting for a position, recruiting for a position is recruiting for a position. And positions and being a member of a team are two different things. I'm not sure I think we have to make that clear, because there's a day-to-day running of an organization where you recruit. But those people that you recruit may not be team members. They may just be people who work in functional areas that have jobs to do, who do not bring specific skills to a team. Because a team's objective, although it is aligned to the organization, is not the organizational objective. So if I'm in finance and I have financial objectives, I will have a group of people who will be working towards those objectives. That does not make them a team. But if my financial director asks me to do a study of how leading organizations run their financial services, I will pick people from my organization who can contribute who have a specific skill set, who will contribute to that project. and then I will manage them. And I will have to do certain things with that group of people to turn them into a team. And when they complete the project, we will end the team. The team will disappear, and they will go back to their jobs. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I think what we're doing is we're mixing things. We're kind of saying that when you go into an organization, you are part of a team. And that's not true. When you go into an organization, you're part of an organization. You may never work in a team in your life. Because it's really going to depend on the specific skills. Also, not just functional knowledge, but my ability to collaborate with other people is extremely important. Because I may have a specific skill set, but if I don't know how to collaborate with other people, well, I'm not going to really help the team. Do you hear what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Tell us about it.
Okay, in this case, we are having the objective identification, clarify what we want to do.
Yep.
We make a profile.
Yep.
If we need somebody else to join the team.
Mm-hmm.
We have two cases in this decision. The first one is to look outside the organization.
Okay.
And then we assess the current team members.
Mm-hmm.
In case that we have the current team members assessed, we have another interview with the other people, and then it comes with a assessment for all the candidates. Once they assess the profile, we identify which is the right candidate, announce to the team that there is a new member, distribute the task between the team, and then we go over if we are completing the objective. The mesh, we are going to do some assessment if the objective was done, and if somebody else has questions, we could offer the training for him.
Okay. At the end of the process. Okay.
We need this part. We need to observe and listen to the team in order to identify the skills.
Okay. Okay. Good. Very good. Any questions about this one?
Again, looks like a recruit process.
Okay.
It's not only recruitment, because we have somebody that wants to do something.
The point is we will don't have clear what is doing.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? No. Great. Tell us what you've got. Please.
So, as Yuriko mentioned, the first point for building teams, it is important we have a leader that he have a clear idea that which is the objective, the main objective, have a strategy and have a clear ideas. So then we have to looking for building of human resources with skills that comply with our objective, and then we have to a plan with the strategies that we need, and then we have to recruitment, human resources recruitment, and assign activities and measure abilities, or if the team complies with the objectives, and continuously development personnel.
Okay, very good.
That's it.
Okay. Do you have any questions about this one? What have you noticed about the three that we've presented so far? Are they similar or different? What are the differences? They're similar. Okay.
There's something that I want to highlight on this process, because sometimes when we recruit a personnel or a specific person that we are looking for, build our team, or there's some specific group that is only built up. So there's some, not this a gap, but difference between the conception that you have about the team building and the reality.
Yeah.
One is just your idea or the ideal, for example.
Yeah.
But in the other hand, we have the reality, right?
Yeah.
And the reality is most of the times very different that you are thinking about this. So you have to adjust to have a conversation with your team, because sometimes there are some people that have more skills than what you are thinking about her or him, or sometimes there's more things that you have to develop on that people, or sometimes you are thinking that you need to, for example, 10 persons for your team, but you have only resources for 5 people.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
you have to adjust this kind of reality.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In order to put in working your team and reevaluate the skills, the people, what kind of opportunities they have, and something.
Yeah.
And this is a continuous process that we have to do on this team building.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we looked at this yesterday. I mean, if you to achieve the objective that has been set out for your team, you need 10 people, but the resources that you have, either human or financial resources that you have, only give you 5, then you're not going to succeed. You can fool yourself and say, we're going to do much more with less, but you're not going to succeed. Because if your project needs 10 people, how many people do your project need? 10. If you put 6 people into the project, what's going to happen?
You overload it.
Yeah, you're going to have problems. Because it's not because you've got to work harder, but why do you need 10 people in a team?
They have
It's
different
not
roles.
workload. Not today. It might have been 200 years ago or 150 years ago when we were building pyramids.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 10 people in the team because that's the knowledge that I need to solve the problem, which is the reason why I have a team. Because if I don't have problems, I'm not going to have a team. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear.
Yeah.
And that's reality. What happens is that we get used to this minimum and say, well, reality is I only get 6, and we expect the results of 10. Well, you need medication if you expect that. Because you're not going to get it. I mean, if I need to solve a very complex problem in my organization, okay, I don't know, rolling out G5, something like that, right, and I need 10 people. I need 10 people not because of the grit, but because that's the scope of knowledge that I have.
Yeah.
And I can only get 5. What's going to happen to the project? They're not going to complete it because you don't have the knowledge base to do it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a substandard product. That's just the way it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and this is something that we don't visualize in organizations because we know that they always want to give us less resources, but they give us less resources because we always ask for more resources than we actually need.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're lying to each other. We're all lying to each other.
Yeah.
And that's what makes collaboration so difficult, because at the end of the day, you will get less people than you actually need. So something's got to change. I either need more time, or you have to reduce the scope.
Yeah.
That's basic project management.
Yeah. Or sometimes you are setting something on your structure, something different that you need. For
Yeah.
example, I am thinking that we need 3 managers, but maybe I need 3 managers and 2 directors, and I don't know, but sometimes the setting of that structure is a little bit different that you need for the success of this.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, but as I understand, maybe I'm wrong, we build a team for a specific objective.
Yes.
Different skills, not because we want to attend an organization.
Exactly.
Or because we need to improve
Very
the
good.
workload.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
totally different.
It's a different idea. I mean, what happens is because of, let's say, language is a way to describe reality. Okay? So, what tends to happen with the language of teams? Managers talk about groups of people, work groups and teams, as if they were the same thing. And they're not. They're very different. So, when do you set up a team? You set up a team when they have a very specific task. Now, the task usually is a project, which has an objective that is aligned to your company's objective, but it is not the objectives of your company. Okay? So you all have objectives. Your people have objectives, and you don't need teams to achieve those objectives. You just need to be very efficient. Okay? And you need to work with skilled people who are motivated, who have initiative, who can use innovation and be creative. Okay? And they're paid a salary every month for that to happen, or every 2 weeks for that to happen. Okay? Do you understand? That's an organization. There is no mention of teams there. Now, what has happened in the past? Many leaders have bought into this team idea, and they say, we're all a team. Well, that's crap. You're not all a team. You're just a big group of people. You can't be a team. There are too many of you. Because a team is a very specific work unit. Now, I don't care if your bosses call you a team. They are wrong. Because they call you a team does not make you a team. Do you understand what I'm saying? In fact, what they're doing is they're confusing us. Because they're mixing ideas. And if you mix ideas, it's like, we're going to play football, but I want you to use a ball that's like rugby. And you can also handle it. And the goalposts are going to be different. Well, Jesus, man, tell me what you want me to do. There's going to be a lot of confusion. And that is what is happening today in collaboration and in team building. There's an awful lot of confusion. And if you want to add in everyone as a chef, and everyone has their little special touch, well, it's just chaos. I'm not sure whether I'm making myself clear. Yeah. So I think we need to start after coffee. We need to start. These are the lines that you need to start to draw to design teams. Because probably the first thing you have to do is decide to do a job. Do I need a team? Or a group of people is good enough? Because if a group of people are good enough, why go into the extra effort of building a team, which is very stressful, which requires a different set of skills, when the outcome of that group of people is not expected to be greater than a team-building experience? I'm not sure whether it just made sense.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I think that's really important in organizations because, again, I repeat, I mean,